What is drawing you to be a rabbi?
I think what is special about the synagogue is that it's the Beit Knesset, it's the place of gathering. And the synagogue can be and is a space where people of all ages at any moment in life can come and be together. And that's unique because in many Jewish experiences, they're limited by, come here if you're between this age or that age, or come here if you're interested in this topic. And a synagogue is bigger than that. A synagogue is a place where people can come to pray, to learn, for community. People can come for the food. People can come to get to know the professional staff. People can come because they're sending their kids here for school. And so I'm drawn to the diversity of a synagogue. And I'm also drawn to, quite frankly, the diversity of roles that a congregational rabbi gets to play. My rabbinic interests span from the pastoral work to the educational work to the community building work. And a synagogue is a place where all of those things can come together. And that's exciting, and that should be exciting. And part of the job is to get the message out that this is an exciting place because it's a place where you can bring not just your one particular interest associated with that one identity, but you can bring multiple identities, your full self into this space. And that's exciting. As a rabbi, it's exciting to get to work with people and build relationships with people both over time and through a wide range of, through multiple doors, so to speak.
Rabbi Oren was here for a while. Rabbi Oren used to say that he had at the Ziegler School a rabbi and a rebbe. A rabbi in Brad Artson and a rebbe in Red Beatty. Two different approaches to Judaism. So my question is, do you think that you are more of a rabbi or more of a rebbe?
So I just have to say, before I answer the question, that Rabbi Oren is a good friend and a mentor of mine. He's the one who hired me for the BCI position. And so we spent some time working together. And his Rebbe is also my Rebbe. Rebbe Mimi is a big part of my life. I shared yesterday. She was at Ziegler for the first 2 years that I was there, and subsequently moved to Jerusalem, where she now lives and teaches. And I just got an email from her this morning saying, at ordination we get to have sponsors who walk us up to the bima and who bless us, and they're almost like the two witnesses who see us move through this moment, this transitional moment. And so I know this wasn't exactly your question, but I'm going to take it as an opportunity to say that Reb Mimi is my Rebbe and my father is my rabbi. And they're the two people who are going to be holding me in that moment. Personally, Rebbe. But I want to be clear about something. Rebbe, but not in the sense that some of the Hasidic dynasties, I think, fell into the trap of charismatic leadership at the expense of empowering the disciples, the Talmidim, the students of the Rebbe. So I don't identify with Rebbe in the sense that everyone should always come to my table where I'm seated at the head in a nicer chair than everyone else. And you should come eat the leftovers off my plate, so to speak. That's not I reject that model of Rebbe. And I plan to have my table in my house, and I hope that you'll come and visit. And I also would love to go to your house and your table and learn from you. And this also goes back to the question about the synagogue. There is a treasure trove of experience in a synagogue, of life experience, of deep, profound wisdom about what it means to be Jewish, to raise Jewish kids, to change with the times as Judaism and society changes. And that wisdom needs to be tapped into and given voice. And the reason I say Rebbe is because for me, what that image conjures is someone who is very much concerned with and interested in your inner life. What does it mean to be human? What are the feelings that you feel? What are the big questions that you ask? What prevents you from being who you want to be? And what helps you get there? And how can I partner with you in that work to answer those big questions and become the person that you want to become? So that's the part of being Rebbe that I identify with. Maybe I'll grow my beard a little bit longer. That might help.
Anybody else? Please,
I need to stretch before this one.
No.
I asked Howie for a hard question last night.
So a lot of times when a second rabbi comes in, they come in with different passion projects and different areas of experience. And you already went over a lot of those things. But something I'm really curious about is, if you came in, what's a big dream project or a big passion project that you think that you could bring here that was like uniquely you and uniquely what you would want to do?
Some of my most profound Jewish experiences happened in small groups. Some of the best davening experiences that I've had were 6 people sitting around the living room on meditation cushions and just singing at the top of our lungs. Some of those experiences were seated around the table having Shabbat dinner. Some of them were kind of, all right, let's create our own Tu B'Shvat Seder and draw from the different parts of the tradition that we like, and we're going to create something, and that's going to be really meaningful to us, and maybe some people will come, and if not, it's going to be a group of 10. So one of my passion projects is to help create more of those moments. Meaning, I think that there's a time for the full community to gather fully and really recognize, here we are, a full community, 900 families strong, or 1,000 people in the sanctuary, and the shofar blows, and it's silent, and that's powerful. And it's in part powerful because of the feeling of being, I'm like a fraction of this experience, yet we're all having the same experience. And then the flip of that is, wow, I'm one of 10. If I wasn't here, this experience might not be what it actually is. Because my voice is crucial, my ideas are crucial to creating that experience. So the passion project would be passion projects, I think, because it would be to help create what I think of as micro communities or chavurot, or mini collectives of people who gather, maybe in the building, maybe outside of the building, to pursue some corner of Jewish practice, Jewish learning that feels really relevant and kind of urgent to them. I can imagine one group that meets once a month. I can't take credit for this name. My friend Dan came up with this name because he ran a Nigun saloon. It's pretty good, a Nigun saloon. I can imagine a group of people who got together once a month for an hour in someone's home, in someone's living room, to sing Nigunim, wordless melodies. Another group that got together once a month to do learning on a topic that was relevant to them. And another group that gets together, to have meals and to bake challah together. And another group that gets together in someone's house because they're worried about the state of the world and they want to do something about it and they want to do it with fellow Jews. So I would love to help create and hold and facilitate some of those groups. Answer the question?
Yep.
Thanks.
You might have touched on this a little bit yesterday, but I'm going to ask it at a deeper level. What does it mean to be a conservative Jew in today's world?
To me, what it means to be a conservative Jew is to take Judaism seriously. Full stop. It's not an accusation of any other denomination or against any other denomination. It means to take Judaism seriously. It means to be honest with oneself that we are not interested in living in a world in which we insulate or barricade ourselves from what it means to be full participants in other cultures, in American society. So it means, how do I have 1 foot, let me say it differently, how do I have 2 feet in Judaism and 2 feet in American society? And taking it seriously is somewhat of a faith statement. Because it's a statement that I might not know right now all of the gifts that Judaism will unwrap for me over the course of my life. But I'm gonna take it seriously enough that I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to create meaningful Jewish moments. I'm gonna try to take the tradition and assume that it has something to say to me, that it has some structure it can provide to my life that's gonna make my life more meaningful and oriented towards holiness. That's the big answer. That's the big answer to the question. I think another answer, to be a conservative Jew means being able to live with a certain amount of cognitive dissonance. It means being able to be in a movement, as I said yesterday, that can sanction 4 different halachic opinions that all disagree with each other and say, I don't claim to have all the answers. And my neighbor over there who belongs to Shomrei, he's got a good head on his shoulders and he takes the religion seriously and he might come up with a different conclusion. She might come up with a different conclusion. And being conservative Jew means, I think, in part living in the tension of this is a meaningful path forward, that I'm taking halakha, I'm taking the Torah, I'm taking the rabbinic tradition, I'm treating them seriously, I'm trying to live a committed, active Jewish life, and I might not have all the answers. It might be different than what my neighbors do, and they're conservative too. And it's great that they're conservative too. It's great that we both care enough about the tradition that we might have different opinions. One more answer. It's a big question, so if you permit, one more answer. I think to be a conservative Jew also means that we are asked to wrestle with the notion of individual autonomy and collectivism. Meaning, I think conservative Judaism to some degree rejects the notion that I get to just decide what the right way is. I'm going to read the sources, I'm going to read the rabbis, and I'm just going to, this is my sock, this is my ruling on what's an authentic way to practice Judaism. So I think that conservative Judaism to some degree rejects that, because there's a law committee that is comprised of really learned and wise people who know the sources and know the tradition and arrive at this kind of buffet of options. And so to be a conservative Jew, in part, means wrestling with what do I think is right, and how does that fit into the communal standard? So it means, conservative Judaism means asking us to be bigger than just ourselves, but to tap into a community that is going to set certain standards, and to live by those standards, even when they're not the most comfortable, and to wrestle with that. What does it mean to be part of a whole? That's one answer to a lifetime conversation.
Any other questions? Would you like to share that party word with us? Since for the rest of this week, this is the last time we speak. And I know that that's almost.
Yeah, Rabbi will never reject parting words.
Yeah.
Give me a second to think, because I want to say something. Yeah, I want to knock you out of your chairs.
There you
Now that I've set the expectations so high.
go. Yeah, whatever. We're easy.
So here's what I want to say. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in these chairs. Thank you for coming to Minyan this morning. Thank you for coming to services yesterday, to our learning together, to the Tish, to Kabbalat Shabbat. Not just because it makes this work of, it's more fun than talking to empty chairs, not just because that's true, but because I think by being here, and I know not everyone can be here, and some folks are watching at home, and there are different needs, but I just want to celebrate your being here as an expression of just exactly what I was talking about, of taking Judaism seriously, of taking this community seriously, and of really wanting to do the hard work of coming together and figuring out what's best for Temple Aliyah. And I think it's commendable and remarkable and beautiful that you all come here and are invested in the process, because it tells me that this place matters to you. And that's at the core of any community. And it's certainly at the core of any successful and nourishing synagogue, is a place that people show up because they care about the place and they care about each other. And so it's been an absolute blessing to tap into that over the past couple of days, and to feel the warmth and the love that you all have for each other and for this place, and for me and for my family. Just over the course of a couple of days, I want to thank you for your friendliness and your warmth and your welcoming. It's really been a joy to get to know you, and I hope to have many more opportunities to spend time together.
We want to thank you as well for being here. It's a joy to share this with you.
Thank you, Rachel. To our service begins on